Did you know that not all vegetables are good for older adults? Some veggies that seem healthy may silently cause harm, from increasing the risk of kidney stones and interfering with medication absorption to causing bloating or even worsening conditions like diabetes or gout. This is something many seniors unknowingly face every day. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to certain foods due to a slower digestive system, a decline in metabolism, and the long-term use of medications, which can change how nutrients are processed. That's why choosing the right vegetables becomes especially important for maintaining good health, preventing flare-ups, and staying independent longer. In this video, we'll uncover 7 seemingly harmless vegetables that people over 65 should avoid or limit, along with the medical reasons behind it and smarter alternatives. If you're caring for yourself or an older loved one, don't miss the important tips we're about to share. 1. Raw kale, the superfood that can be harmful. If used the wrong way. When people hear kale, they often think of it as a super healthy food, and they're not wrong. Kale is packed with vitamins A, C, and K, antioxidants, and fiber, which support heart health, vision, skin, and the immune system. But here's what many people don't realize. If consumed the wrong way, especially raw and regularly, kale can silently cause health problems in older adults. The first concern is that kale is very high in oxalates, natural compounds that can accumulate and cause kidney stones, especially in seniors whose kidney function is already declining with age. When kale is eaten raw, like in green smoothies or fresh salads, these oxalates are not broken down and go straight to your digestive system and kidneys. Over time, they can crystallize and form stones, causing pain and serious health complications. But the risk doesn't stop at the kidneys. Raw kale can also interfere with thyroid function. As a cruciferous vegetable, like broccoli, cabbage, and radishes, kale contains goitrogens, a group of compounds that can block iodine absorption, which is crucial for proper thyroid function. For older adults who are already at higher risk of hypothyroidism, eating too much raw kale may worsen symptoms like fatigue, weight gain, chills, and even depression, often without a clear cause. That said, this doesn't mean seniors need to eliminate kale from their diets. The solution is very simple. Cook your kale before eating it. Steaming, boiling, or sautéing kale significantly reduces its oxalate and goitrogen content, minimizing the negative effects on kidneys and thyroid. Cooking also makes it easier for the body to absorb nutrients, something that becomes increasingly important as digestion slows with age. One more note, if you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, be mindful of the vitamin K in kale, as it can affect how your medication works. In this case, it's best to keep your kale intake consistent each week and talk to your doctor before making any big changes to your diet. In summary, kale is a nutritious vegetable, but for seniors, how you prepare it and how much you eat make all the difference. Avoid eating it raw, cook it thoroughly, and pay attention to how your body responds. That's the smart way to enjoy all the benefits of kale without putting your health at risk. 2. Raw spinach, nutrient-dense but not always safe. Spinach, also known as the king of vegetables, has long been praised for its rich content of iron, calcium, magnesium, and vitamins A, C, and K. However, despite its impressive nutritional profile, eating raw spinach regularly may have unintended health consequences for older adults, especially those with underlying conditions like kidney stones, osteoporosis, or those taking blood thinners. The first thing to note is that spinach contains a very high level of oxalates, similar to kale. Oxalates are natural compounds that can bind with calcium in the urine and crystallize into kidney stones. For seniors whose kidney function may already be declining, eating too much raw spinach can increase the risk of painful stones, urinary discomfort, and other complications in the urinary system. What's more, oxalates in spinach can block calcium absorption, a mineral that's essential for maintaining bone density and preventing osteoporosis in aging adults. The irony is that although spinach is high in calcium, much of it isn't absorbed if the spinach is eaten raw. Instead, it may either get flushed out or form deposits in the kidneys. This means that while many seniors believe they're getting a healthy calcium boost from spinach, the actual benefits may fall short, or even backfire. Another key concern is the very high vitamin K content in spinach. While vitamin K is important for blood clotting and bone health, it can interfere with blood-thinning medications like warfarin. Sudden changes in your intake of vitamin K, whether too much or too little, can disrupt your treatment, increasing the risk of bleeding or dangerous blood clots. That's why monitoring vitamin K intake is especially crucial for seniors with heart conditions. So, should older adults avoid spinach altogether? Not at all. Spinach is still a fantastic vegetable, but it must be prepared the right way. Just like kale, cooking spinach by boiling, steaming, or lightly sautéing significantly reduces its oxalate content, improves calcium absorption, and lowers the risk of kidney stone formation. Cooked spinach is much safer and more beneficial than raw spinach in salads or green smoothies. If you're currently on blood thinners or have a history of kidney stones, it's wise to talk to your doctor or a nutritionist before adding spinach to your daily routine. And most importantly, remember, how much and how you cook it makes all the difference. That's what turns vegetables from a potential risk into powerful natural medicine. In summary, spinach is a wonderful gift from nature, but if you're over 65, eating it raw too often isn't recommended. Cook it properly, consume it mindfully, and listen to your body. That's the smart way to enjoy the full benefits of spinach for a healthier, stronger aging journey. 3. Potatoes, especially fried or processed. A hidden risk to heart health and blood sugar. Potatoes are a staple food found in nearly every American meal, from warm, creamy mashed potatoes to crispy fries and convenient snack chips. However, for older adults, regularly eating potatoes, especially fried or processed forms, can pose serious health risks that often go unnoticed. The first thing to consider is the high glycemic index, GI, of potatoes, especially when fried or mashed. This means that the starch in potatoes is quickly converted into sugar in the body, causing blood sugar levels to spike. For people over 65, an age when insulin function naturally declines and the risk of diabetes increases, frequently eating French fries or mashed potatoes can lead to poor blood sugar control. This raises the risk of complications such as blurred vision, nerve damage, or kidney problems. Beyond blood sugar concerns, fried potatoes are also a threat to heart health. Foods like French fries, potato chips, and tater tots are often cooked in industrial oils at high temperatures, creating trans fats. These harmful fats are known to raise bad cholesterol, LDL, lower good cholesterol, HDL, and promote the buildup of arterial plaque, all of which are dangerous, especially for seniors already at risk for heart disease, high blood pressure, or stroke. There's more. When potatoes are fried at temperatures above 120 degrees Celsius, 248 degrees Fahrenheit, they form acrylamide, a potentially toxic compound linked to increased cancer risk, particularly gastrointestinal cancers. Studies suggest that older adults may have reduced liver and kidney function, which makes it harder for the body to eliminate acrylamide, increasing its long-term effects. Processed potato products are also very high in salt. A single bag of potato chips can provide 20 to 30% of your recommended daily sodium intake. For those managing blood pressure or living with heart failure, excess salt can lead to fluid retention, increased strain on the heart, and worsening of symptoms. That said, not all potatoes are harmful. When prepared correctly, such as boiling or baking whole potatoes without added butter or salty toppings, and pairing them with leafy greens or lean protein, potatoes can still be a good source of potassium and vitamin C for older adults. They also promote a feeling of fullness and aid digestion, especially when eaten with fiber-rich foods. In summary, older adults should minimize fried potatoes, packaged chips, and heavily seasoned varieties. If you enjoy potatoes, choose healthier cooking methods, eat them in moderation, and include them as part of a balanced diet. That way, you can enjoy their benefits without putting your health at risk. 4. Eggplant. A high-fiber vegetable that can trigger joint pain and digestive issues if not eaten properly. Eggplant, also known as aubergine, is a popular ingredient in many traditional dishes like lasagna, ratatouille, and grilled vegetable platters. At first glance, it seems like a healthy choice. Low in calories, high in fiber, and rich in antioxidants like niacin, which helps protect brain cells. However, for older adults, eggplant can be a double-edged sword if consumed regularly without understanding the potential risks. First, it's important to note that eggplant belongs to the nightshade family, along with potatoes, bell peppers, and tomatoes. These vegetables contain a natural compound called solanine, which can trigger negative reactions in sensitive individuals, especially older adults with joint or digestive problems. Solanine has been shown to promote inflammation, and for those suffering from arthritis, joint pain, or gout, eating eggplant frequently may worsen the pain and prolong flare-ups. Some studies and patient reports suggest that reducing or eliminating nightshades from the diet has led to noticeable improvement in joint stiffness and pain among older individuals. While solanine isn't the root cause of these conditions, it can aggravate existing inflammation and intensify symptoms. In addition to joint concerns, solanine can also irritate the digestive system, causing bloating, nausea, indigestion, or even diarrhea in some people. This is particularly concerning for seniors with weaker digestion or conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. For those with sensitive stomachs, consuming undercooked or large amounts of eggplant may increase the risk of digestive upset. Moreover, eggplant can cause allergic reactions in some older adults, with symptoms such as itching, skin rashes, swollen lips, or even breathing difficulties. Although rare, food allergies in seniors are often harder to detect because of weakened immune responses and symptoms that overlap with other age-related health issues. That said, there's no need to eliminate the eggplant. The key lies in how it's prepared and how much is eaten. When eggplant is thoroughly cooked, especially steamed or roasted until soft, the solanine content is significantly reduced, lowering the risk of inflammation and digestive discomfort. Cooking also softens its fiber, making it easier for older adults to digest and reducing the chances of bloating or discomfort. In conclusion, eggplant can be part of a healthy diet for older adults if consumed wisely, cooked thoroughly, eaten in moderation, and with attention to how the body responds. Seniors with a history of arthritis, food sensitivities, or weak digestion should be especially cautious and consider consulting a healthcare professional before making eggplant a regular part of their meals. 5. Raw cabbage, nutritious, but may cause bloating and effect. Thyroid health in older adults. Cabbage is a popular vegetable featured in many family meals, from refreshing salads to traditional fermented dishes like sauerkraut. It's rich in fiber, vitamin C, vitamin K, and powerful antioxidants that support the immune system and fight aging. However, for older adults, especially when eaten raw, cabbage may carry more health risks than you think. One of the most common issues seniors face when eating raw cabbage is bloating and gas. Cabbage contains a hard-to-digest carbohydrate called raffinose, a type of fiber that isn't broken down in the stomach, but instead ferments in the large intestine. This process produces gas, leading to bloating, burping, and discomfort after meals. Since digestion tends to slow with age, this gas can build up more easily, causing prolonged and uncomfortable symptoms. Additionally, cabbage belongs to the cruciferous vegetable family, along with kale, bok choy, and cauliflower. These vegetables contain goitrogens, compounds that may interfere with the thyroid's ability to absorb iodine, a mineral essential for hormone production. For older adults who already have an underactive thyroid, hypothyroidism, which becomes more common with age, eating too much raw cabbage may worsen symptoms such as fatigue, weight gain, dry skin, and sluggishness. Another important consideration is that raw cabbage is often used in salads or fermented dishes like pickled cabbage. While fermented cabbage can be good for gut health, it's typically very high in sodium, which poses risks for older adults with high blood pressure, heart conditions, or those taking diuretics. Too much salt can raise blood pressure, cause water retention, lead to swollen limbs, and strain the heart and kidneys. That said, there's no need to eliminate cabbage. When properly cooked, by steaming, boiling, or sautéing, the raffinose and goitrogen content in cabbage is significantly reduced. This makes it easier to digest, gentler on the thyroid, and still packed with valuable nutrients. If you enjoy raw cabbage, try eating it in small amounts, combined with more easily digested vegetables, and always pay attention to how your body responds. In summary, cabbage is a nutritious vegetable, but for those over 65, it's best to limit raw consumption, especially if you have digestive issues or thyroid concerns. With the right preparation, you can enjoy its benefits without the unwanted side effects. 6. Corn. Easy to eat, but harder to digest, and may affect blood sugar and digestion in older adults. Corn is a familiar food for many people, from boiled or grilled corn to canned corn, corn flakes, and corn-flavored snacks. It's tasty, convenient, and provides fiber, B vitamins, and minerals like magnesium and phosphorus. However, for older adults, especially when consumed frequently or in large amounts, corn may pose some health risks worth noting. First, corn is classified as a starchy vegetable, meaning it's high in carbohydrates, similar to potatoes or white bread. For healthy young individuals, it can be a good source of energy. But for those over 65, particularly those with diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance, eating too much corn can lead to rapid spikes in blood sugar. This may cause fatigue, excessive thirst, frequent urination, and make blood sugar control more difficult. Another concern is that corn kernels have an outer shell made of cellulose, a type of insoluble fiber that the human digestive system can't fully break down. That's why many people notice whole corn kernels in their stool after eating. In older adults who often have slower digestion, reduced enzyme production, and weaker bowel motility, too much corn can cause bloating, indigestion, gas, and constipation, all common and uncomfortable issues in aging. Also worth mentioning is that many corn-based processed foods are loaded with sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats. For example, cornflakes often contain refined sugars. Corn snacks, buttered popcorn, or fried corn are high in salt and oils that are harmful to heart health. With 63% of older Americans living with high blood pressure, regularly consuming processed corn products may increase the risk of heart disease, hypertension, and bad cholesterol levels. That said, this doesn't mean older adults need to avoid corn completely. When eaten in moderation and prepared properly, corn can still be part of a healthy diet. Choose fresh corn, steamed or boiled without added butter, sugar, or salt, and enjoy it in small portions. It's best paired with low-starch vegetables like spinach, broccoli, or zucchini to balance the meal and prevent blood sugar spikes. In summary, corn is tasty and nutritious, but older adults should eat it in moderation. Avoid processed corn products, and pay attention to digestion and blood sugar control. A well-rounded diet with a variety of vegetables will help you stay healthier and enjoy aging with more comfort and peace of mind. 7. Green peas, small but not light, may raise uric acid and blood sugar in older adults. Green peas are a common ingredient in everyday dishes, from soups, stir-fries, and stews to salads and side dishes. With their natural sweetness, bright color, and soft texture, peas are a favorite among many older adults. However, this tiny legume may carry hidden risks, especially for seniors with joint issues, metabolic concerns, or blood sugar problems. To start, green peas are a starchy vegetable, meaning they contain a higher amount of carbohydrates compared to leafy greens. Just 100 grams, about 1/2 cup, of peas can provide 15 to 20 grams of carbs. For older adults with diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance, consuming large amounts of peas may lead to spikes in blood sugar, making glucose control more difficult and potentially worsening existing conditions. Another concern is that peas contain moderate levels of purines, compounds that break down into uric acid in the body. For seniors with a history of gout or arthritis, excess uric acid can build up in the joints, causing painful flare-ups, swelling, and redness, especially in small joints like the toes and fingers. Gout attacks can seriously affect mobility and quality of life in older adults. Additionally, peas can cause bloating and digestive discomfort, particularly if digestion is already weakened with age. While peas are high in fiber, they also contain complex starches and sugars that may be hard to digest for sensitive individuals. This can lead to gas, constipation, or even diarrhea, especially when paired with oily or heavy foods. That said, there's no need to cut peas out completely. When consumed in moderation, green peas can still offer benefits. They're a good source of vitamin K, vitamin C, folate, and fiber, that support immunity and digestion. Seniors should aim for moderate portions, around 1/2 cup per serving. Avoid eating peas daily in large amounts, and choose steamed or boiled preparations rather than stir-fried with oil. In summary, while green peas are nutritious, they are not completely harmless for older adults. For those managing diabetes, gout, or digestive issues, mindful portions and smart cooking methods are key to staying healthy. Listen to your body, adjust your diet as needed, and make choices that truly support your long-term well-being. As you've just seen, not all vegetables are suitable for older adults, from raw kale and spinach to fried potatoes and eggplant. Each of these can pose risks if eaten the wrong way or in excess. For seniors with weaker digestion, reduced nutrient absorption, and a higher risk of chronic conditions, choosing the right vegetables matters more than ever. Expert recommendation: stick to cooked vegetables, choose those that are easy to digest, and avoid ones known to cause inflammation or interfere with medications. If you're managing a chronic condition, don't hesitate to consult your doctor before making dietary changes. If you found this video helpful, share it with your loved ones so they can stay protected too.